What up guys, it's your boy Genzo and Genzo up with another video, and today we have got another Midnight Talks of Brawl. And today, well, today's character is actually going to be linked to today's topic, which is Magyar. And just for a little twist, we're going to go with the greatsword that the battle pass gives us. Because even though, you know, this greatsword is incredible, let's try and keep it linked to the battle pass. So, Magyar. Right, so what's Magyar actually got to do with today's topic? Well, today's topic is going to be how the pro scene affects the I was about to say Brawlhalla, that's the shop, Brawlhalla, meta. Now, here's the thing, I think it does to an extent. Now, what's Magyar got to do with all this? Well, if you haven't seen, we just recently had the Mammoth Invitationals, and we had the NA ones, and the reason why I'm specifying the NA ones is because we had Sandstorm, #1 ranked, you know, in NA, win with Magyar. Now, this was crazy because Magyar is really, like, not I played in terms of greatsword anyway. Like, a lot of greatsword players will play either Jaehyun or Meiko, which makes complete sense because they are much better greatsword characters. Magyar is undoubtedly the worst, undebatably, but it doesn't mean that he's a bad legend. It's just stating the obvious. He is the worst. Like, he is miles worse than Jaehyun. Actually, no, he's not miles worse than the other two, but he is definitely worse than them two. But like again, he's still not a bad legend. But the thing is, right, normally when it comes to the pro scene and we have a situation like this, often what tends to happen is that people will tend to start using that character because it's like, hold on, that pro used a character that they don't normally use and they did really well with them. Okay, maybe that character will work for me. And often that means that, like, for a week or two, everyone will start playing that character, thinking that that new character could be their main, just because, you know, it's like, oh yeah, it worked out for the pro, maybe it'll work out for me. But often a lot of people don't end up converting to that legend, and that's just because reasons like it may not fit the person's game style, or it just they may not know how to properly play the legend. And yeah, probably like factors like that. Now, why I don't think Magyar, I mean, look, like again, the Magyar definitely went up for a bit, but I don't think many people are going to be playing Magyar. Like again, I mean, first, let's talk about his weapons. Greatsword and hammer, two pretty heavy weapons, and not like greatsword's bad. Greatsword's still pretty good. Obviously, greatsword can never be what it used to be because greatsword back in the day was like a horror movie back then. Like, you just didn't want to find that BS. If you found it, you know you were dead. If you ran into it, it was just the end of the game. You might as well just started saying GG's now. But I definitely think that greatsword definitely still has potential to this day. Hence why I do use Magyar. Then again, I don't have much choice. Anyway, the point being, let's get back to the original point before we start waffling, like I have been. Greatsword is definitely Magyar. Definitely gonna get used more, but I think that eventually everyone's just gonna go back down and just stop using Magyar. Because again, I think Magyar is such a unique. I think it requires a bit more of a unique playstyle to play him. Why are gadgets and experimental? That might be next episode. He's gonna use side tick. Yep. Jesus. What a fun time to be alive. When I can just accurately predict. Come on. I want to do it there and it made me do it flipping in the air. Makes no sense. Ready? If he wants to fight. But yeah, I do think that the pro scene definitely takes some influence. I just don't think it takes that big of an influence where the entire game changes. Because obviously the biggest shifts to meta are definitely the patch notes. Oh. Yeah, that's it basically. I think the pros definitely do affect the meta in some sense, but I say, like again, give it a week or two and everyone will stop playing that character because, like again, 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't fit the people's play style. Like, someone who plays a character like, for example, Azuri is very unlikely to play a character like Magyar. I mean, look, the stats are like completely different. Let's just go to neutral. 4 attack, 5 defense. I mean, attack 1 off, but defense is literally all the way up at 9. And Izuri has a really good dexterity and really good speed. Magyar's speed and dex are not exactly shining the brightest. So yeah, that's my view on the pro scene. Like again, I think obviously I do advise that if you want to get better at it, Brawlhalla, watch the pros. But yeah, I think the pro scene definitely does take a toll somewhat on the Brawlhalla meta, but not too much where the game will completely shift and everyone starts playing differently. But yeah, this has been your boy Genzo. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.